I tell you what, we've had some amazing stars on the show over the past 9 years. Everyone from Matt Damon to every big stars in the city. But I'm really excited about this morning's star because it's great to have her in the city, and she does great work outside of her full-time job of acting for various causes which are close to her heart, and some that are close to ours as well, like safe cycling.
Mm-hmm. A cycling project. We saw the helmets that you're involved with on your Instagram. Liesl told us.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, in the UK.
Yeah.
But we'll tell you more about it because, ladies and gents, welcome to KFM Breakfast, Nathalie Emmanuel.
Hi.
The big interview.
The big interview.
On KFM Breakfast.
Welcome to Cape Town and welcome to our studios here in Greenpoint.
Thanks for having me.
I said welcome like you've just arrived, but you've been in town for a while because you're shooting a movie. Was this your first trip out to South Africa, to Cape Town?
Yes, this is my first time in South Africa and in Cape Town. So I'm really excited to be here.
Did people tell you stuff about the city before you came out here? Like, did you have friends that had been out here before?
Yeah, actually, we've got quite a few friends that have been out here before. They said that it's beautiful here, which I concur. And I didn't really know too much.
Yeah.
I think I didn't come with any expectations, and I've just had a really lovely time, and it's beautiful here, and people are really nice.
Yeah.
And so, can't really ask for more than that.
And they haven't been working you too hard in the new movie. Can we say that you're starring in Maze Runner? Can we say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been shooting The Death Cure, aka Maze Runner 3,
right.
Since March, and my involvement is sort of more of a cameo, really. So my shoot days have been very spread out over about, I think in the total period is about 4 weeks. So I've had the odd day here and there, and then I've just been like a lady of leisure.
You've been living like a Cape Townian, actually.
Yeah, like making granola in my spare time, So it's been fun.
Because the amazing thing about Cape Town is a lot of people doing nothing in the city. So like you look out and you go, what exactly do these people do for a living?
They brunch.
Because there's a lot of them that are doing nothing. They're just walking up and down this promenade with dogs and cats and things. And I mean, what do these people do in Cape Town? We're just like this city of this hub of people that just like a little bunch of ants that just keep doing their thing.
I mean, I'm not used to having this much downtime, to be honest. So I definitely have found myself being like, so what do I do now?
Yeah.
I've been like going to the gym a lot. And when you're like those people that walk around in sportswear.
Yeah.
And you're like, have you actually been going to the gym?
Yeah.
Or are you just walking in like gym wear with a coffee in your hand or a milkshake or whatever? So no, but I actually have been in the gym quite a bit. So it's been fun. It's nice to actually have time to do that because it's really important to me, and I like to take care of myself. So it's nice to actually have time to do it.
Are you a homebird? Do you enjoy traveling? Do you enjoy seeing different cities? Is it something
I'm
that
sort
you
of
look forward
both, to be honest.
Yeah.
I am such a homebody. I love London. I love England. I love being in my house for as long as possible.
Yeah.
But I have such a enthusiasm for traveling and seeing different culture, meeting different people, seeing beautiful landmarks, and I haven't actually been able to do any of that stuff yet here, but like this week and next week I've got lots of time free, so that's sort of very much on the agenda. So yeah, just going to see things that that are beautiful.
As a tourist.
Yeah, no, I'm such a tourist.
I know.
And I love it.
You've travelled probably a long way to get away from him, but I do have a +1 tonight if you're doing nothing to see Bieber. If you, we continue our conversation, and Nathalie's here, and I want to talk because you've been on big stage performances. I think of the musical The Lion King.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about being on stage as opposed to being behind the camera, where your heart and passion really loves the most.
Well, to be honest, I have a passion for it all.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a real sort of limit to what I want to do. I'm sort of like, if it's the right thing or the right character or the right project, then I'm sort of down to do anything.
Okay.
If it fits for me. Doing The Lion King, I was like 10 years old. I was a baby. And it was the most exciting, most beautiful experience that I think I've had. And it really sort of kick-started this is what I want to do with my life. the guy that played my Simba, because I was Simba and Nala, he is like still one of my dearest friends, and I speak to regularly, and yeah, I couldn't imagine my life without him. So, you know, it really was a beautiful experience. And so working on stage is so different from working on screen, because you have that immediate reaction from the audience, whether it's good or bad, you know, and it's quite nerve-wracking, and I haven't actually done that since, and I'm so keen to. I want to get back on stage doing theatre at some point when it, you know, as I said, when it works, if it fits in with other stuff, and it's just something that I'm really passionate about. So
with Nathalie Emmanuel, who's here and happens to be in two absolute blockbusters, one for the small screen, one for the big screen, in Fast 8, and of course in Game of Thrones. And just, I mean, before you got into either of those projects, I mean, one you knew was a box office smash hit, being the Fast franchise. The other one kind of is from season 3 you joined, and it was like people were like, what is this? We're intrigued, we want to see more. And right now in your career, you're on both the small and big screen, massive successes.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It is.
It's funny when you put it like that. Yeah, I guess when I auditioned for Game of Thrones, I was like hardcore fan, was fully invested in seasons 1 and 2, and I feel like, you know, only a really small percentage of people like knew of the show, and it was usually people that had read the books, or, you know, it was like a very niche thing. And it's amazing to see how sort of universal it's become, and so many more people watch it, and then you've got like the show fans versus the book fans, and it's all like a thing, and it's great. And you know, to be a part of that show has been such a blessing, and it definitely opened up doors for me, because people wanted to talk about it when I went into auditions, and you know, broke the ice straight away. That's like the one thing that I used to really struggle with going into auditions, and now people are like, oh, I love the show, and I really like this, and you know, so it's automatically helped me in my auditioning, because I get to feel relaxed in the room, because people want to talk about this thing that I'm excited about too. So it's really fun. And then, you know, off the back of that, it definitely put me in, I guess, vision of the producers or of the writers of the Fast and Furious franchise. And then I got an audition through, and then it sort of just happened, and it was crazy. and I'm so excited.
And here you are in Cape Town.
Here I am in Cape Town.
And you're still alive in both.
Do you know what? It's weird. As a Game of Thrones fan, you kind of every season you don't know who's going to die.
I know.
You kind of well, listen. It's a new season. I hope she doesn't die.
I hope my fave doesn't die.
Is it the same for the cast? Do you think before like the season, or you're going to shooting it, you're like, I wonder who? You look around and you wonder who's not going to be there at the end of the season.
Well, to be honest, I think because of the show's history, we, and the books as well, if you've read them, you know, I think everyone sort of has this, you know, I'm probably gonna die soon. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, and I think that I had that too from the beginning.
Right.
And the fact that, you know, we've got season 7 coming out is sort of insane, and I'm still there. It's like, okay, no one's noticed I'm here, so maybe they'll like go, oh yeah, she's here, we should kill her. No, I'm joking.
She's still here from season 3.
Yeah. Well, the thing is when I auditioned for that part, it was a really sort of vague, you know, in terms of the commitment. They were like, you know, 3 to 5 episodes, maybe future seasons. You know, it was really like, could be 3 episodes and that's it. So for me, the fact that character's grown and become so a part of the show and a part of, you know, Daenerys' journey, it's been such a joy and a blessing, and I still sort of pinch myself a little bit that she's still there, and it's been such a joy, because, you know, to get to develop a character over a number of seasons for any actor is so fulfilling, and it's really fun playing Missandei and seeing her come from, like, you know, indoctrinated slave to sort of free thinking, free feeling, official career woman. It's
Sure.
sort of amazing, and it's like, yeah, it's fun been making choices for her.
What a start to a career, because this is the start. I can tell you something now. Looking at you in both those roles, both in The Fast and in Game of Thrones, your kind of scope as to what you can do and your abilities are. I mean, I think this is the beginning of massive things. And one day I'm going to look back and say,
you.
she was on my show. You know,
Thanks.
we had
I hope so. It'd be a bit
Yeah.
awkward if, like, years later, they were like, what happened to that Nathalie Emmanuel? It's kind of awkward.
I'll be very proud when you're going to go grab your statuette at the Oscars for your performance that you were.
I'll, like, shout you out. We had talked about this on KFM. So thanks, guys, for putting that out there.
Natalie, listen, thanks so much for coming in and taking over your time and
it's
chatting
my
with us
pleasure.
this morning and being on the show. It's good to have you in the city. I hope you get to see everything that's cool about the city. And I know up the mountain, going to go and do things that are pretty special in terms of seeing the parts of the Cape that are needed to be seen before you go home. Do you drink wine?
Not
really.
really.
'Cause you know
I
this is
used to.
fantastic wine, Rita. I mean, this
know.
is such
Well,
a
I've
wine.
heard this.
Yeah.
I've heard this.
Just go look at it.
No,
just
just
look-
look at the wine. I actually have tried a sip of wine here, and it was really
Nice,
good.
good.
I'm sort of, in terms of drinking wine, I'm like the worst. I got asked to go and pick up a bottle of wine because I was going to, like, a birthday, and I sort of stood in the
cute.
shop, like, which one? I was the worst. The security lady was like, do you need help? I was like, yes, I do. Help me.
Ladies and gents, she's in Cape Town for a couple more weeks shooting an incredible movie, and at the moment, the box office #1 hit in the Fast and Furious franchise. Plus, coming up in July, the new season of Game of Thrones. Nathalie Emmanuel, thanks for joining us on KFM.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.